All right, here we go. Welcome to our second online math lesson. I guess kind of 2.5 if you count our warm up from Monday. I'm going to try to do these about every other day, but here we go, warm up 47. So if you have not done warm up 47 yet, please pause the video, go ahead and do that now. I would like you to try it first. All right, so today is March 19th. All right, the first thing they want us to do is find the quotient. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up long division. 2,376 divided by 9. All right, 9 does not go into 2. How many times does it go into 23? Well, 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 3 is 27. That's too big, so we're going to do 9 times 2 is 18. Go ahead and subtract. We're going to have to borrow here because we can't do 3 minus 8, so we're going to borrow from that 2. That becomes a 1. This becomes 13. 13 minus 8 is 5, and 2 minus 1, not 2 minus 1, sorry, we had to borrow, so 1 minus 1, 0. We have to bring down our next number. So now we're looking at 57. How many times does 9 go into 57? Hopefully you guys are pretty good at your 9s. So I'm going to go with 9 times 6 is 54. Subtract that and we get 3. Bring down our last number, 36. 9 times 4 is exactly 36. Let me scroll up on that. Sorry guys, still learning here. So when we subtract, we get no remainder, so our final answer is 264. All right, next one, it says write 3 numbers that are in between 47 and 48. So I'm going to go ahead and put on the side here. We're looking for something between 47 and 48. I went ahead and put that 0.0, just I think it'll help us out. All right, so really, we don't have any whole numbers here, right? Because if you're just counting, you go from 47 to 48. So we need decimal numbers. So we're looking for 47 point something. 47 point anything works, guys. So 47.1 works. 47.46 works. 47.99 works. Really, 47 point anything will work. All right, those are the numbers that are between 47 and 48. If you're not done with this part, go ahead and pause it. I'm going to scroll down. Division facts. So hopefully you can get most of these pretty quick off the top of your head. And if you can't, then that's something you can be working on. Practicing your math facts. There's lots of games online for that. 18 divided by 3 is 6. 48 divided by 8 is 6. 42 divided by 7 is 6. Woo, look at all the 6s. 27 divided by 3 is 9. 16 divided by 4 is 4. 24 divided by 3 is 8. 20 divided by 2 is 10. 64 divided by 8 is 8. 54 divided by 9 is 6. And 65 divided by 5 is, let's see, that one's a little bit harder to do in our head. So you could count by 5s, or I'm thinking 60 times 6 is 10. So 60 times 12, or not 10, sorry, 60 divided by 6 is 10. 6 times 10 is 60. So if 6 times 10 is 60, that means 12 times 5 is also 60. So we need one more 5, so 13 times 5. Or if what I just said confused you, you can totally just count by 5s. I'm going to go ahead and go to the word problem. Remember, if I'm going too fast, you can pause or rewind. So I'm just going to get through these. That way it doesn't take as long for my video to upload. Angelo has 10 quarters, 5 dimes, and 2 nickels. Does he have enough money to buy a pack of markers for $3.25? So let me show you how we really set this up, and then we'll talk about something. So 10 quarters, 10 times 25 cents. All right, 5 dimes, 10 or 5 times 10 cents. And 2 nickels, 2 times cents. We have not done multiplication of decimals yet, so this is a little bit of a sneak peek. So you can go ahead and add these instead of multiplying, right? So think about how much money you would have if you had 10 quarters. We know that 4 quarters is $1, so 8 quarters is $2. So $2 with 2 quarters left over would be $2.50. Right? If we have 10 or 5 dimes, that's 50 cents. 2 nickels is 10 cents. So then we would go ahead and add those up. 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11, carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. So does he have enough money? He does not, because $3.10 is less than $3.25, so no. You need to pause it or rewind, do that. I'm going to keep scrolling. Prime factorization, all right, it's been a while. So maybe you remembered this, maybe you need to refresh your memory. Go ahead and make our tree, and you could have started with any 2 factors. So your tree might look different, but as long as you get the same prime factors at the bottom, you'll be fine. So I'll just show you an example here. 44 times 10. Neither of those are prime, so I'm going to keep going. 4 times 11. 11 is prime. 2 times 5. Those are both prime. I'll keep going over here with this 4. Now we have all prime numbers. All right, so we want to put it in order from smallest to biggest. So 2 times 2 times 2. And if you need to cross those off as you go to make sure you get them all, do that. Times 5 times 11. All right, and it says to write it with exponents if you can, which we can. So let's look at that. So 2, we have 3 2, so we can do 2 to the 3rd power times 5 times 11. So that is our final answer there. All right, so you might have started with different numbers up here, and that's totally fine. But as long as you ended up with 2 times 2 times 2 times 5 times 11, then you're good to go. All right, find the sum. This is what we're doing right now, so hopefully we're all rocking this. If not, we're practicing, watching videos back, all that good stuff. Most important part here is to line up the decimal. And then we can go ahead and add in an extra 0 here, just so we have the same amount of digits after the decimal point for all our numbers. And then we can add straight through. 2 plus 8 plus 0 is 10, so 0, carry the 1. 1 plus 1 right here I see is 10, so I'm going to add those first in my head. And then plus another 1 is 11, plus 6 is 17, carry the 1. I can see right here that 6 plus 4 is 10, and then 1 plus 5 is 6, so 10 plus 6 is 16. Make sure we're decimal in the right spot. So our final answer is 16 70 hundredths, or 16 7 tenths. And hopefully you remember that those are the same, right? Because all we're doing is get rid of that decimal. So these are what we call equivalent decimals. All right, and that's today's warm-up. So let's go ahead and we'll look at a couple homework questions, I think, if I can get them. Let's look at it in the book. That's what I want to do here. Thought I had all my pages ready, sorry guys. Ebook. And our homework was started on page 365. Feel free to fast forward through the part where I'm trying to get to the right page. Thought I had it open. All right. 365. Okay, so here's our homework. Again, once you complete the homework, you can see the correct answers. It'll show you on the Mathbook website once you finish the online homework. So we're not going to go through all of these, but I'll go through just a couple in case you need to see it done. So we're going to do, let me see what I had circled. We're going to look at number 2. All right, so let me zoom way in. That should be good. All right, so we have to line these up. 71 and 65 hundredths minus 55 and 12 hundredths. Sorry guys, the pen on the Mathbook website is not my favorite. So 5 minus 2 is, actually let me change colors. 5 minus 2 is 3. 6 minus 1 is 5. Keep our decimal. 1 minus 5 we can't do, so we're going to borrow. That becomes a 6. This becomes 11. Can you see that there? 11 minus 5 is 6. 6 minus 5 is 1. So our final answer is 16 and 53 hundredths. All right, if you need to pause that, do it now. I'm going to go on to the next page. All right, and we'll just do 2 from this page, and then I'll tell you what your homework is. If it'll let me scroll. All right, we're going to look at number 4 and number 6. All right, so it says Roberto uses his handheld GPS device to determine that he hikes 21.48 miles in one weekend. The next weekend, he hikes 30 miles. How much less did he hike the first weekend than the second weekend? So all we have to do here is subtract 30, and then we're subtracting 21.48 or 20.48 hundredths. And then we're going to go ahead and add these zeros here so they all have the same amount of zeros. It's really important, really helpful. All right, so 0 minus 8, we can't do that, so we need to borrow. But we got lots of zeros here, so we need to go really far back to borrow. So that 3 becomes a 2, and that makes us a 10. Still need to keep borrowing, right? So we're going to change that to a 9. This becomes a 10. Still need to keep borrowing, so change that to a 9. This becomes a 10. All right, so 10 minus 8 is 2. 9 minus 4 is 5. Our decimal. 9 minus 1 is 8, and 2 minus 2 is 0. So how much less did he hike? 8 and 52 hundredths of a mile. Oh boy, this pen. And that is a 5. Okay. Pause that if you need to. I'm going to go ahead and scroll. Which one did I say? Looking at number 6. Uh-oh, it scrolled too far on me. Okay. Rebecca's baby brother weighs 7.71 pounds, or 7 and 71 hundredths. How much more than 10 pounds will her baby brother weigh if he gains 1.3 pounds each week for the next 2 weeks? Interesting. All right, so I think I'm going to go ahead and make a table here, actually. All right, so right now, we'll say it's week 0, and he weighs 7.71. So if for the next 2 weeks he gains this much, we will know how much he will be. All right, so 7.71 plus 1.3, and we can add that 0. So add straight down. It's 10, carry the 1. Oh my goodness. All right, 1 plus 7 is 8, plus another one is 9. So week 2 is going to weigh 9.01. Now that's rough to read, so you'll just have to be listening to what I say here, and I'll try and do my best to make it neater. So week 2, he's going to gain that much again, so I'm going to go ahead and add that back over here. Just got to write really slow, then it shows up the way I want it. Okay. 1 plus 0 is 1. 0 plus 3 is 3. Keep our decimal. 9 plus 1 is 10. So week 2, he'll weigh 2.31. And now it wants to know how much more he'll weigh than 10 pounds, right? Really, we're looking to subtract here, 10.31 minus 10 pounds. But this is probably something you guys can do in your head because the numbers are nice and neat. So we know it's going to be 31 hundredths of a pound. And there's our answer. Sure, you can see the decimal. All right. If you have specific questions about one of the problems I did not go over here, and you already did the homework, let me know. You can email me, and I'll do my best to get a more specific answer to you, and maybe we'll make another video if you feel like you need it. But that is our little review over yesterday's homework, I should say. So pause that if you need it. Moving on. All right, so today's homework is this chapter review right here, and it's on page 367 through 68 in your book. There's a little bit of vocab, so I did put together a Quizlet. You guys, it says I have 22 members in my Quizlet class, so I'm assuming that you are all in it, but I will post a link with this lesson just in case. But you should be able to just go to Quizlet, which hopefully I bookmarked, and then since you're in my class, when you look on the side, you should see Math Miss Phillips you can click on. We've used this before, way back when, and I'm going to get to using it more now that we're doing learning online. But Chapter 5 vocab, this should be really helpful for you. I have the properties and examples, and then inverse operations, regrouping place value, some place value review there. All right. So that is it for today. But yes, we are doing chapter review because we are at the end of Chapter 5, adding and subtracting decimals. So we are going to come up on a test close here, which since you are at home now, I don't want you guys asking, having your siblings or your parents do everything for you. I will say that my plan is to make the test timed, but I'll make sure to give you plenty of time. And you'll just have to do the best that you can. And the idea really is that you're not using a calculator. You're not, having your parents do everything for you. It's supposed to be a measure of how well you're doing. But, you're at home, so that's something we just have to trust on you guys for. All right, so that's it for today. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you guys have a great day.